Y'all know the deal. Make sure you smash the thumbs up. It's free, and YouTube really cares. Yeah, let me be clear here. I don't care. YouTube cares. Miami's out here offering scholarships to 10-year-olds. Michael, you can co-host with me next week, sir. Next Wednesday is yours. Jeff Webster, if you want to do Friday night, you can do it with me this coming Friday. What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Pigskin Pete. Happy Wednesday to everybody. Thank you all for joining me on this fine Wednesday evening. Of course, this is a call-in show. We're not going to waste much time tonight. We're going to get right to the phones. Have a special guest host, Caleb the Spelling Bee Man. You guys all know Caleb by now if you've been around here. If not, you'll learn about him tonight. And, of course, we will be taking phone calls from all of you. What's in the news today? What we got? Oh, are the Atlanta Hawks playing right now? Hold on. Let me try something real quick. Oh. I tried to care, but it didn't work. But if anybody wants to give me updates on the Atlanta Hawks score, you feel free to do that for the people that do care in the chat. What else? Oh, yeah. Miami, the Hurricanes, man. What is going on down there in Coral Gables? They're giving away scholarship offers to 10-year-olds. Now, this is an article I read that was in Rivals.com today. That this, I want to say he was from Seattle area, from Oregon. This 10-year-old kid and his dad traveled across the country, stopping at different youth football camps at different universities. I think he went to Alabama. I can't remember all the ones he went to. But anyway, he ended up in Coral Gables at their youth football camp. And he left there with a scholarship offer. Now, look, I don't even know the rules. Is that even something you can do? Can you offer somebody who's in elementary school a scholarship offer for 8 years later? I don't know. I'm being serious. I don't know. So, but the kid's father did say in the article, quoted as saying that the coaches there did indeed offer him a scholarship for, well, I'm guessing 2029. I don't know. The kid's 10 years old. Let's say 8 more years, 7 more years at least. Jesus Christ. What's going they better hope this kid is good if they're giving him a scholarship offer. But in all seriousness, most kids don't get scholarship offers till at least the 9th grade, and it depends on the school too. Some schools offer way earlier than others. I mean, I know Dabo Sweeney, with the exception of like 3 players in his entire 13 years as head coach at Clemson, he doesn't usually offer anybody till at least their junior year in high school. The only people I know for sure that he's offered prior to their junior year was Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence, and I want to say there's another one that I can't think of. Might have been Christian Wilkins. Anyway, my point is a 10-year-old. What in the hell is going on down there? All right, let's get to the important stuff here. And by important, I mean the phones. Let's bring our co-host on. Why don't we do that first? What's up? You're on with Pete and everybody else?
On with everybody else. What's going on, man? I appreciate the opportunity to be able to co-host the most underrated college football call-in show tonight. It's going to be a blast, man.
That is indeed what it is. It is definitely the most underrated college football college show. It's not the best. That belongs to Mark Rogers. It's not the longest running. That belongs to Uncle Lou. Are there any other ones that I'm missing? Are there any other college football college shows? Now, I know there's a lot of there's a bunch of call-in shows, but are there any other college football call-in shows? I'm sure there are, and
I can't think of many other college.
Yeah, I can't. Well, how many other? I was asked this yesterday, in somebody's chat. I can't remember what show I was on in the chat room. How many Clemson YouTubers are there? Do you know? I'll let you answer that, and then I'll tell you. I'll give you a side note to that. How many Clemson YouTubers are there?
So are you? I'm assuming you're meaning like just all around YouTube, not just in our community.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess. I mean, if they're a Clemson college football person, then they most likely are in our community, or at least we know about them.
Man, I'm going to tell you only about, let's see, we got Jordan Bowman. Only a few come to mind, to be honest. I can only think about 3 or 4.
So my boy,
I can only name you and Jordan Bowman.
My boy Bobby Durkins, you know who he is, right?
There we go. Yeah.
Okay. Shit, I can't think of any more. There is a couple that are on YouTube, but that's not their main gig. It's sort of like they just upload what they do for a podcast or for a radio station, and they put that on YouTube. But YouTube's not their main not their main thing. Morgan Thomas is one of them that I can think of. Now, the reason it was a trick question. It was a trick question because I don't consider myself a Clemson YouTuber. I know everybody. I know that other people do. I don't.
You don't?
No. Let's do an experiment right now. Let's look down in the chat room. I'm looking right now. We're about to do cheers to the chat together before we get to the calls that are on here. I'm trying to count the amount of Clemson fans in my chat on any given stream, or if you can go to any video that I've ever uploaded for the past 4 years and look in the comments and see how many of those people are Clemson fans as opposed to every other team fans. It's not even close.
I'm going to tell you, not a lot.
No, not a lot. Yeah. Not a lot. Now look, and that's fine. That's fine. I go on other people's streams that are in the community, whether it be Uncle Lou, Mark Rogers, all of them, RJ Young, any college football YouTuber out there that you can think of, go in their hell, Carolina Jackpot, who's the third best Clemson YouTuber, by the way. And you'll see way more Clemson fans in their streams than you'll see in mine. And there's a reason for that.
Yeah,
there's a reason for that. But yeah, so I don't consider myself to be a Clemson YouTuber. I consider myself to be a college football YouTuber, and I consider myself to be a Clemson fan.
Yeah.
So if I talk about Clemson more than other schools, that's the reason. That's why.
Yeah, I would say your lack of Clemson fans is your realism, and you're a realistic fan.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. Yes. We'll leave it at that. But so that was a trick question. But Carolina Jackpot is now, he's moved up. Since I'm not a Clemson YouTuber anymore, or never was, Carolina Jackpot is a Clemson YouTuber, and he moved up to the second best Clemson YouTuber on YouTube. I'm going to put my man Bobby Durkins ahead of him just because I'm friends with Bobby Durkins. He's my man. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see who's in the chat here real quick. Clemson Carson's here. Speaking of Clemson fans. Here's one. Rhino26. Kyle Papik. Ronnie Haas. What's up, buddy? I see you in here. Caleb the Spelling Bee Man. Matt Dummett. Luke Walker. LW. Ray Finkel's Creepy Bedroom. Gator Hater Knoll Nation. Kevron Harris. Kevron Harris is a Clemson guy. George is in here typing all kinds of incoherent nonsense. He's saying something about clicking my Amazon link. I don't have an Amazon link. But yeah, click away. Brad Pitt is in the house. Go Tigers 504. South Carolina Gamecocks. That's a good name there. Michael Hogg. Yes, Michael, you can Michael, I'll pencil you in for next Wednesday as my co-host at 10 p.m. All right, buddy?
Make sure to call him Hog the whole time because it's actually Hogue, but make sure to say Hog the whole time.
Is it Hogue? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I like when people, it's funny, people get it wrong.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Jeff Webster's in here. He wants to be a co-host as well. Well, Friday night you can be a co-host, J-Dub, this Friday if you're not busy. Golden Blue Dude. What's up, buddy? I think I already said Ronnie Haas. Ballard Sports Media's here. What's up, Ballard? Jerome Shit Talking Pruitt. Kyle Papik. Pizza Woman. Man, all of the usual suspects and more. Jermaine Garrettson, what's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, he says I've heard of giving scholarships in the 8th grade, but not the 4th grade. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, Miami's back.
Yeah, Miami's back. What's up? Rack Dog is here. Pizza Woman. I think I'm repeating people now. Anyway, if I didn't give you a shout out, it's not because I did it on purpose, just because I have the IQ of Chess Hall. That's all. All right. Let's see who we got on the phone lines here, shall we? What's up? You're on with Pete and Caleb, the Spelling Bee Man.
What's up, Pete? Caleb, this is Edward calling in. How you guys doing on this excellent Wednesday night?
Well, now that you're here,
Edward, I'm doing.
Now that you're here, my IQ, we have a combined IQ of 150.
Excellent. That's great. I do have a couple questions. You both can answer if y'all know. Or the first question is do y'all think that the ukulele has potential to be as good as Deshaun Watson? And why is Dabo Swinney a big-ass crybaby when he has only 2 national championships?
Hey, we'll do a 1-2 punch, Pete, if you want to, since it's your show.
The answer to your first question, can ukulele be possibly as good as Trevor Lawrence? Possibly, but I mean, I can't remember a quarterback that was as good in college as way ahead of time. Way advanced for his age, basically, more than Trevor Lawrence was. Will he win as many games as Trevor Lawrence and maybe a national championship just like Trevor Lawrence? I would say I think he will. Yeah.
Okay. Well, actually, I was meant to say that.
Caleb, you want to take the crybaby part of the question? I'll let you answer that part.
Yeah, I'll take it. So, yeah, Dabo's a crybaby. Now, what was your question, Edward? Repeat that for me. He said, why is he a crybaby even though he has national titles?
Yeah, it's why is Dabo Swinney a big ass crybaby when he has 2 national championships?
Well, because national championships for Dabo doesn't really change him. He's always going to cry, Edward. He cries when the earth tilts on its axis. That's just who he is.
Okay. Cool. All right, well, if it's okay with you guys, I'd like to maybe go ahead and give some shout-outs, and then I'll go ahead and get off and get out of the way.
Sure. Go ahead.
Some other callers.
Go ahead, Edward.
All right. Pizza Woman, shout out to you. Rack Dog, shout out to you. J-Dub, shout out to you. Michael Hogg, shout out to you. Ray Finkel's house, shout out to you. Yeah, shout out to you, sir. Tiger Paw Craven, shout out to you. Golden Blue Dude, shout out to you. Rhino 26, shout out to you. Anyone I did not get, shout out to you guys. Yeah, that's it. Pete, I will talk to you again Monday, 10:15. Caleb, it was nice talking to you too. Thank you for answering my question.
All right. Thank you, Edward.
Yes, sir, Edward. Be good, man.
Thank you.
Now, there we have Edward checking in with two ground-breaking, hard-hitting questions there. Is the ukulele going to be as good as Trevor Lawrence, and why does Dabo Swinney cry so much? That's the news we all came here for tonight, and you got your answers from me and Caleb.
Yes.
Anybody else that wants to call in, the number to call in is 864-207-4522. We will not bite. We may bark, but we won't bite. So you feel free to call in. What is up? You're on with Pete and Caleb.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Ballard. How y'all doing?
Ballard, what's up, buddy?
Not much.
What's
Real
up,
quick
Ballard?
before I get to what's up, man? Before I get to my question, I want to give a bunch of shout outs. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing around. But
You want to give a shout out to that 10-year-old that got the scholarship offer from Miami? Shout out to that kid.
I did see that. I'll give that shout out. That's incredible. I will say that. But I want to get y'all's thoughts on who you think. It looks like it might be USC this year, but who do you think has the best chance at winning the Pac-12? And could you see USC getting in this year 11-1 or 12-0 if they win it?
So I haven't started. I won't start till probably the middle of July or maybe even the end of July, where I start doing my conference predictions every year on video. Yeah. But I'll go ahead and spoil it for you a little bit. I still have Oregon winning the Pac-12.
Ooh.
I'm hoping that it comes down to a highly ranked Oregon against a highly ranked USC in the Pac-12 championship, and we get a Pac-12 team in the playoffs. I do hope that.
Yeah.
But I'm still rolling with Oregon. I'm gonna say USC goes 10-2 or 9-3, and Oregon goes 11. Okay. Oregon goes 11-1, and wins the Pac-12 championship. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to double up with Pete on that one. I'm just USC has, I've picked USC maybe once or twice, and they continue to disappoint. So double up with Pete and go with Oregon to win the Pac-12 championship.
Yeah, absolutely. I could definitely agree with you guys there. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if USC is most likely be the favorite, obviously, but at the same time, I mean, anytime you hype, they're one of those teams. Anytime we hype them up, they disappoint. You know what I mean?
I see. Here's
I'm
USC's
seeing. Got to stop losing.
I'm seeing in the chat here people talking about Slovis, the quarterback for Southern Cal. And there's a lot of hype around him. But if you just look at the recruiting rankings over the past 4 years, Oregon's been killing them. Now, that doesn't necessarily equate to winning. I mean, we saw what happened last year. Oregon had the most talented roster in all the Pac-12 last year and still looked like shit, but that was a weird year with COVID, and that was on the West Coast, and the whole Pac-12 was a mess last year. So it's hard to judge from that. But, I feel like that Oregon's just more talented. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Definitely.
It'll be interesting to see, but if I'm being honest with you guys, I mean, I think this whole expansion thing, I think the Pac-12 benefits from, and believe me, I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one. I mean, it'd be great to see, Pac-12 teams, get back in the playoffs. USC or Oregon can make it back. I mean, they're always right there, but they just end up disappointing. And I don't think we've had a Pac-12 team make it since, I think it was 16 with Washington. Washington made it and lost to my side, and of course we know what happened. Anyway.
Yeah, Oregon got there in 2000. Was that 14 or 15? 15, I think. No, 14. 14, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
They played Ohio State in the national championship and got whooped. And then you're right. Then it was Washington. Then it was Washington the next year, right? And then that's the last time we've seen a Pac-12 team in, right? 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2016 actually.
Was it 16?
After the first one.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, I mean, obviously they're having a drought. But I will also say this. I know you guys got other callers, but could this be the year, in your opinion, too, that maybe Oklahoma, who's obviously the favorite in the Big 12, I think they're going to be one of the 4 teams. Could it be the year, in your opinion, you finally get past round 1?
Yes.
Well, Pete can go ahead with this one.
I'm going to say yes.
I like them this year, man.
What do you think about this? How about this hot take right here? I think Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma might be the best team in the country this year.
That's a very hot take.
That's a very hot take.
I honestly would agree with you.
And I'm not even. Let's say.
What?
Pete?
Go ahead.
Well, I was asking, you even think they'll be better than your Tigers too?
Well, if they're the best, then they would have to be better than Clemson. Yeah. Now, obviously, defensively, they're not going to be better than Clemson. But I mean, this Oklahoma offense is going to be able to score 100 points a game. It's going to be fun to watch. Now all of this predicates on whether or not Rattler stays healthy. Rattler has to stay healthy.
Right.
But provided that he does,
yeah,
I think they're going to. I think they're going to make some noise this year.
Yeah, for sure. I'm ready to see. Keep your eye on this guy. He's actually from my hometown down in Florida, where I lived before I moved up here to Alabama. Mario Williams is a highly talented receiver that they picked up this past in the signing class.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, anyways,
Oklahoma's.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good, Ballard.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I'll stay in the chat, and y'all have a good one. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Ballard.
Yes, sir. Be good, Ballard.
Roll Tide. See ya.
18 titles. Roll Tide.
You can't get out of here without that Roll Tide. All right.
Can't leave without it.
Anybody else who wants to call in, the phone lines are wide open. 864-207-4522. What is up? You're on with Pete and Caleb.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Let's go to Blue Dude.
Golden Blue Dude.
Golden Blue Dude, what's up?
Not much, guys. Right now on my channel, I'm doing preseason predictions. I've knocked out 26 so far, but last week I did one on Florida, and those fans are driving me freaking nuts. They actually think that they're going to win the SEC East. I have them finishing 4th. Am I missing something?
No, you're not. You're not. Florida's delusional. They'll continue to be delusional after winning their Super Bowl last year against Georgia. And they'll continue to beat their chest about that in hopes of finally doing something meaningful besides hanging up a division banner.
You must have been talking to.
Emory Jones is a joke.
Who's the people that think that Florida's going to win the East? You got any names?
Florida fans.
Is one of them named Gator Tooth?
I don't know. I don't memorize Florida names. But dadgum, they're insane. Like whenever I watched that game against Oklahoma, wasn't that? I mean, I know there's going to be some new faces, some different faces than what we saw on the field in that game. But wasn't that pretty much the team that we're going to see this year?
Pretty much. Well, they might be worse. They might be worse. I don't know what they're going to look like.
Yeah, they might be worse than that performance.
They have no defense, and last year they had arguably one of the best offenses in the nation, and they still managed 4 losses. And Emory Jones, in the very limited little bit of action that he saw, he still managed to throw 1 interception. I think it's going to be a train wreck. I have them going 7-5.
Yeah, big time downgrade from Kyle Trask to Jones. You know, and they lost all their weapons on offense.
Yeah.
9-3 is.
I think.
Anyways, I need
9-3 is being generous.
I'm going to let other people get in.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Take the call, buddy.
Y'all have a good show.
All right, everyone go check out Golden Blue Dude. Just go to YouTube, type in Golden Blue Dude, and I'm sure you'll find his videos. That guy's putting out a lot of videos, man. Hey, thank you, Rhino26. You're the man, sir, with a $50 super chat. Really appreciate that.
Ooh, with the 50 bomb.
With the 50 bomb, yes, sir. He's been all over supporting the community lately, and of course we appreciate it. Anybody else that wants to call in? The number to call in is 864-207-4522. It's so easy. Even Edward could do it. So
Even a monkey can do it.
if Edward could do it, I'm pretty sure all of you could do it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's up? You're on with Pete and Caleb.
J-Dub, going to talk about Oklahoma.
J-Dub. Nobody better to talk about Oklahoma with than J-Dub.
Well, it's because J-Dub saw him in person and saw him get beat at Jack Trice Stadium in Ames, Iowa. But that was week 3, and Oklahoma was not the team in November and December that they were in early September. And I think the Sooners are. If I had to put $5 down on pick a national champion, that's where my $5 would go.
How about this?
Okay.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Number one, they might have been when it came down. There's several teams that are lucky that Oklahoma did not make the playoffs last year, because if they had made the playoffs, they might have.
Oh yeah.
I think they would have beat either Clemson or Ohio State in the first round. I don't know about Alabama, but I think if it came down to Oklahoma and Alabama in the national championship game, I think that Oklahoma would have given Alabama a better game than Ohio State did. So if that's what we have to look forward to this coming season, if they're as good or better than they were at the end of last season, they're going to be a hard team to beat in the postseason.
Yep, they're going to be tough, man. They're going to be loaded.
One thing, Pete, I see every year that every other year, of course, is Oklahoma comes to Ames, and the one thing that I always am impressed by is their offensive line. They always have an extremely talented, extremely huge offensive line, and if they can keep Rattler healthy, it's going to be a problem for a lot of people.
And you know, the big thing's been the defense for the past 10 years. I mean, Oklahoma, ever since Venables left there, their defense has been awful.
Yep.
And but it seems now they've got their guy. What year is he going into? The defensive coordinator, is it his second or third season this year?
I
think it's his third.
I believe it's his third.
Yeah, I think it's his third too.
I'm thinking third. Yeah.
But they've got ever since he's taken over the defense, they've got noticeably better from season to season for the past 2 years. So if they continue that trend, and I've always said this about Oklahoma's been so good on offense under Lincoln Riley that if they even had a top 25 defense, they would be competing for national championships. You know, they were in the hundreds like 3 years ago. Then they went down to like the 80s, and then last year I think they were somewhere in the 40s or 30s. If they continue that trend, they'll be the team to beat.
I mean, it sounds insane to say it. I mean, it sounds insane to say it, but their offense is so good that if the defense can just hold the other team to 32, 33 points,
yeah, right.
they're going to win.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you normally you wouldn't say that out of your defense. You know, just hold the other guys to 35 or fewer, and you know we'll take care of the rest.
Yeah, you normally.
But in Oklahoma's case,
that's a lot.
That's the truth.
Yeah, we joke about teams like Notre Dame, Oklahoma. Maybe there's another team I'm thinking of. You know, the teams that have been more than one time to the playoffs and still haven't won a playoff game, like Notre Dame, like Oklahoma.
Right.
But I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's fair to every team every year is a new team. Whether or not Oklahoma's won a playoff game means 0 in 2021. It means 0. You know.
Yep.
Just like it means 0 that Clemson's won a bunch of playoff games. That doesn't mean anything this year either. It's a different team.
Yeah, it
Like
meant nothing.
0 for Florida.
I mean, it meant nothing for Alabama in 2018 that they had beaten Georgia in 2017 for the Natty. And it meant nothing in 2020 that they hadn't made the playoffs in 2019. You're talking about, I mean, the turnovers on these teams, they're new teams every year. I mean, you know, Saban says it all the time. He says, you know, okay, yes, Alabama won the national championship in 2020, but Alabama 2021 is a completely different team than Alabama 2020.
Completely different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, and pick your school. Write it right in your name. It doesn't have to be Alabama. I mean, everybody is completely different.
Yeah.
We just briefly here before I let you go, before I hang up. I agree that Oregon has completely out-recruited USC. But I think USC is one of those schools, like Texas, that it wouldn't take too much to turn the knob back on. And there's so much talent right there in Southern California. If they got somebody in there that had a little tiny run, a little 1 or 2 year run, that would generate the interest in the recruits again, they could go right back to the top real fast.
I completely agree with you.
I don't think that's the question.
Yeah, they're one of a handful of schools that has all the pieces in place to make something happen. But it's been so long now since they've been really good. I just need to see it before I'm starting to believe.
I agree.
It seems like this is the 3rd or 4th year over the past 10 years where we've been like, oh well, Southern Cal's got this guy or that guy. They're going to be really good this year. I need to see it. You know, and if you look at look at the Pac-12, who's got the most experienced coach? Not only are they more talented at Oregon recruiting wise, but Mario Cristobal has been there doing his thing longer than the guy at USC has. So I just need to see something from them before I'm believing it.
Well, I was dead wrong. I was convinced. I had convinced myself that USC was going to get rid of Clay Helton and throw the bank at Disturbing Liar. And then Disturbing Liar told them no and ended up in Jacksonville. But that's what I thought. If Urban Meyer goes to USC, look out, because that's one of those kind of dynamic coaches that could, you know, flip the switch again. I think I agree with you that I still need to see it, you know, prove it to me. But there are a couple of schools, Texas, USC, Florida State, that are just waiting, you know, for that one little spark, and it won't take much for them to turn it back on again.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of programs I saw it take this one little spark.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for taking the call, Pete. I know you got other people. I'll let you get out of the way. Good talking to you, too, Caleb.
Hey, J-Dub, Friday night.
Webster.
You good Friday night to co-host with me?
Yeah, what do I need to do? Do I need to call in before the show, or are you going to call me, or how do I need to do it?
just as soon as I start the show at 10 p.m., just go ahead and call the call-in number. Just call the number that's on the screen.
Will do.
All right, buddy. I'm looking forward to it.
Will do.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Pete. We'll talk later.
There you go. J-Dub's going to be J-Dub's going to help a brother out on Friday. And just like Rackdog said in the comment section here, he said, "Yeah, every team is good right now." You know, this is how you know it's the off season's almost over, because everyone starts poking their head up out of the dirt. They've had their head stuck in the sand for the past 6 months since the season ended, and now once you get into July and August, they start poking their head up, and every team is undefeated in the offseason. Right, Caleb?
Yeah, my team's amazing. Everybody's undefeated.
Yeah.
My team's going 15-0. I'm talking to you, Tennessee.
Hell, I'd be lucky to go 6-6. What is up? You're on with Peete and Caleb.
Hey, Pete, Caleb, how you guys doing tonight?
Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Hey, man, it's Tiger Paul.
What's up, Tiger
It's
Paul?
for you guys tonight. Caleb, I'm glad you're hosting the show tonight. You're doing an amazing job, by the way.
It's a blast. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So here's what I want to bring up. So we've been talking about a lot about Oklahoma on the show tonight, and I agree with you guys. Oklahoma is going to be a tough team to stop, especially if they keep the trend they've been going on with defense. If they stay where they were or they improve at all, I mean, they're going to be a tough team to stop. I mean, we all know that.
Absolutely.
Here's my question to both of you guys, though, and you guys can answer it in whatever order you want to. But who's going to be that one team that nobody's talking about right now that's going to kind of be the surprise in college football? Because, you kind of get that every year. Like some team comes, not necessarily out of nowhere, but, they come kind of unexpectedly and, come to the top of college football. So do you guys see any team doing that this year? And if you do, what team do you see kind of rising to the top this year?
I'm going to let you go ahead and answer this first, Caleb. I want to hear what you have to say here.
All right, you want to let me go with it?
Yep.
All right. Man, I'm going to be completely honest. In this game of college football that we watch, teams come out of the woodwork every year. So I'm not going to sit here and say that it's not going to happen. But I'm going to be honest with you, man. The way the teams are shaping up this year, I really don't see one team that's going to for sure do it. I can't answer that right now, but it's going to happen because it's college football, right?
So here
it happens every year, right?
It's going to happen, but I mean, it has to happen in the crazy world of sports that we are subjected to. I just can't name you a team, brother.
If you would have asked this question a week ago, I would have told you Arizona State. But not now. But honestly, though, see, it also depends.
They kind of fallen off in the last week, huh, Pete?
Yeah, they got big problems over there. But
they got huge
big problems.
It really matters on what you consider coming out of nowhere. That was the way that you phrased it, I think, is which team will come out of nowhere. Because I would say if you're looking at a dark horse team to make the playoffs, I think it might be Penn State. I think Penn State's going to be really good this year.
Yeah.
Problem with Penn State is they play in the same division as Ohio State in the East. So I mean, you got to get it through Ohio State. But I think if there's with the transition with Justin Fields being gone, I think this is a year that Penn State could possibly overtake Ohio State and win the Big Ten. We'll see. Maybe.
Wow. Damn. Hot take.
Yeah, I kind of like that pick. I mean, yeah, I could see where that would be a possibility for sure. I didn't expect you to pick that one, but yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
Also, with Arizona State's shenanigans that are going on now, what do you two guys think is going to happen there? Like, are they going to clean house completely, like from athletic director down, or where do you see that whole situation going?
I honestly don't know enough about the small details. But I do know that it was. I mean, I don't know what they're going to punish them as, but I would say that there's got to be some heads that roll. I mean, there's got to be. So I don't know if that means some of the assistants get fired or some of the recruiting department gets fired or if Herm Edwards. It's hard for me to believe that Herm Edwards would get fired, even though, according to what I know,
does
that he, you know,
does he not have to get fired at this point though?
Well,
He met with recruits personally. Like, does he not have to get fired at this point? Like,
I mean, it's up to Arizona State if they want to fire him. I mean, the NCAA can't fire him.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
Guys, I feel out of the loop. I feel out of the loop. So what's going on with Arizona State?
all right. So I'll give it to you in a nutshell. In a nutshell, is they're being investigated for recruiting violations during the dead period. And it wasn't just like they texted a kid during the dead period when they weren't supposed to. They had like dozens and dozens of people coming to campus and having visits, like out in the open. From what I read, they weren't even trying to hide it, basically.
Yeah. No,
So-
they were just out there, and it came out through like disgruntled coaches, I guess, that got dismissed for whatever reason, and that's kind of how the whole story came out.
So I don't know, man. There's definitely going to be some people are getting fired. I don't know who.
Yeah, somebody's got to get fired for that. But a couple more questions, if you let me stay on a little bit longer, Pete. So first of all, I lost my train of thought. But
it happens.
yeah, you know, you get on the live show, you just lose your train of thought. But
Yeah, that's me. That's me for 2 hours every time I do a show. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I hear you, Pete. I hear you. So the two of you, two more questions. First one is, are you guys excited, worried, or like guarded about the new 12-team playoff proposal? So I'll let you guys answer that, and then I got one last one.
Guarded.
You want me to go, Pete?
I mean, I'm gonna give him a one-word answer.
I'm guarded, worried.
Yeah.
Guarded.
Yeah, I'm
Guarded.
guarded, worried. It's retarded. No, thank you.
So what makes you guys feel that way, like guarded? Because I feel the same as you guys do. I'm not like end of the world, college football's ending, but I am guarded. So I'd be interested to see what you guys say.
I mean, we just don't
as to why you're guarded.
we don't know right now what the unintended consequences of such a big change is going to be. You know,
Right.
maybe people like me and people that think like me are completely wrong. Maybe it ends up being the best thing that's ever happened. Maybe, but I don't know.
It could be, but
That's why I'm saying guarded.
We all know that like this is going to fundamentally change college football.
Right.
It just is. I mean, that's just the fact of the
So,
matter.
I'm not jumping off a bridge or anything, but I've made my feelings known. I don't like it, and so I'm hoping I'm wrong, and that the regular season is. So this is the way they've flipped the script. So everybody's been talking about the regular season being so important in college football, which is what sets it apart from every other sport in the world. But as soon as they go to 12 teams from 4, everyone's going, "Oh no! This will actually be better for the regular season." Like, well, for the past 7 years or whatever, 6 years since the playoffs have started, everyone's been talking about how any more playoff teams would diminish it. Now all of a sudden it's going to make it better. Look, I see both sides.
Yeah.
I understand the other argument as well, but I don't. I don't necessarily. I'm guarded. I don't necessarily believe that it's going to work out the way that everyone thinks it's going to. But there's good things about it too. The best thing about it is the fact that there's going to be meaningful games, as in playoff games, throughout basically the entire month of December, because you'll have conference championship week at the first week of December, like every year. And then literally like the next week, within the next 2 weeks, you start playing playoff games.
Before you finish that, Pete, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
But do you think do you think that'll ever disappear because of the 12-team playoff? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you mean
because of like the game count?
Well, no, because they have the conference championship. The highest ranked conference champions are going to be locked into a bye, top 4.
Right.
So
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Well, that's the other part of it, is that they college football and football in general, the NFL too, can't run around every year preaching about player safety and making all of these crazy rules on the field to protect the players, right, and swear to care about the player safety, and then make them play 16 or 17 games a year. I mean, come on.
That's where I'm at.
So you're right.
That's where I'm at.
I think
They preach
eventually
about player safety, and they preach about, it's not good for the players. Yet we just increased the games, or we're potentially increasing the games by how many.
Yeah. So I think eventually they'll have to reduce. They'll have to take away games from somewhere. I don't think they'll take away conference championship games. Those are too big. It's too big of a game and too much of a moneymaker. And also it's written into their.
But maybe regular season games.
Yeah. Which you know what? I would be okay with that. Get rid of at least one, maybe even two. I mean, hell, for a long time it was only 10 games before it went to 12. Get rid of.
Do you see them like getting rid of maybe like the gimme games that teams schedule every year with like the like Division II teams and stuff like that, or? Yeah,
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with
because, I mean, these
getting rid of those. I'd be for it.
They always need money.
Yeah. Well, there's other ways to get them. There's other ways to pay the smaller schools without actually having to play them.
That's true.
I don't understand that people are like, they rely on that money to support their entire program. Okay, fine. Clemson could give the Citadel $500,000 without having them come up there and beat the shit out of them for 3 hours. They could just give it to them,
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, they could do it by, I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there, but like maybe like a bi-state thing where like the D1 schools combine to give the the lower level football programs a certain amount of money every year,
right?
From their budget or whatever. Yeah. It could work out.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, and then
as we're talking, sorry to the Hawks just won a very close. Yeah, the Hawks just won a very close and competitive game, one against.
Oh no! I'll have to make sure I tune into Sleeta after I get off of here to see what's going on with him. Do you guys have any idea what's going on with Sleeta right now? I think I do.
It does, because like I said, I say it from experience. I've been used before, and it's no fun being friend zoned, and it's no fun being played. It's no fun liking a woman knowing that she's dicking around with somebody else, and it's no fun inviting a woman out somewhere for the weekend on a camping trip, and you have romantic feelings, and she knows it, and then that night she's having sex with some dude in a tent where you're at.
Shout out to Sleeta.
Hey, shout out to Sleeta. Yeah, poor Sleeta. That guy's got a rough life. Okay, you guys leave him alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 15 and I have better luck with women. Good luck with that.
All right, hey, listen, Craven, I got to roll. I got to get some more.
Last thing, Pete.
Yeah.
I know you got other callers. I'm just going to leave you with one last thing.
Yeah.
And it pertains to Edward's comments about Dabo Swinney. And I love Edward. He's fucking greatness. But I just want to leave you guys with one last question, and that is, who cries more, Dabo Swinney or people crying about Dabo Swinney crying?
Yeah, that's a valid question.
Man, that's a tough one.
That is a tough one. Dabo Swinney, he does come off as
All right, you guys have a good night, man.
Yeah, thank you. He does come off as a crier a little bit sometimes. But one thing he doesn't cry about is losing. He's never made an excuse for a loss. A lot of these coaches, I can name 3 right now off the top of my head. Ryan Day, Dan Mullen, Jimbo Fisher. I know there's more than that, too. Oh, Jim Harbaugh, that's another one. These guys go after a loss and cry to the media about the refs or what. I mean, you name it. Hell, what Dave Doran, the NC State coach, this guy cried for a half an hour about Clemson having laptops on the sideline because a kid from the social media department who posts stuff live during the game on Facebook had a laptop on the sideline. So Dabo does not. He doesn't cry. He doesn't cry about losing. He cries about everything else. No, that's all. What is up? You're on with Pete and Caleb.
Pete.
Yes, sir. What's up, buddy?
Hey, it's Rhino26. How are you?
Hey, what's up, man? Hold on. Let me give this guy his proper due here.
What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, hold on. This guy's been stepping up. This guy's been stepping up, supporting everybody in the community, and I have to recognize that. Hey, Rhino, I don't think I've ever asked you, or maybe I have and I just forgot because I have a bad memory. Which team are you a fan of? Which school?
Boomer Sooner.
Oh, Oklahoma. Oh, perfect. We've been talking about Oklahoma all night. Yeah.
Yeah, we have.
I'm actually I don't YouTube a lot. I'm kind of new to the YouTube world. I never had any kind of social media, so I do support some local channels there for you and Mr. Uncle Lou, BBD, and Onikuno are the only ones I really support.
Okay.
But
Rhino, if you want to shoot a 50 my way, it's all good, man.
I do have one question for you. As first-time caller, I've never called into any channel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any kind of social media, but I do appreciate you, Big Pete. As far as Brent Venables, what is your opinion if he were to leave Clemson as far as a head coaching job? Would that kind of change the dynamics there at Clemson? I know he obviously used to be at Oklahoma. Guy's an awesome defensive coordinator. I've always kind of wondered that. I know Dabo kind of leans on him quite a bit, but I've also known that Brent Venables is, he has that opportunity to kind of go elsewhere, and didn't know if that would be, kind of change the dynamics there at Clemson.
Oh, well, I certainly would change the dynamics. I mean, in my opinion, I think he's the best defensive coordinator in the country. If he's not, he's in the top 2 or 3. There's no doubt about that. It's been weird because, most defensive coordinators with the stature of Brent Venables would have already been out the door, and they would have already taken a job somewhere. Now, I think some of that has to do with the fact that they're just settled in Clemson. They have 2 young sons that play for the team, and I think they have another one that's going to be in college soon, so he'll probably play for the team too. And he's making a bunch of money. He's making like almost $3 million a year. He's either the highest paid or the second highest paid defensive coordinator in the country. I think he might be the highest paid. So I don't know. I think eventually, because he's a relatively young guy, right? He's only like 50. So I think eventually he will leave Clemson for a head coaching job, but I don't think it's going to be within the next 3 or 4 years. I think he'll be there for at least another 3 or 4 years, most likely. Unless somebody, unless
bring that question up.
Yeah, unless the dream job comes out of nowhere. Like I don't know. What would somebody consider a dream job if they offered Brent Venables the job? There's like 4 or 5 schools, right? That if they offered him, then you can't turn it down. Which could happen. I don't know. Dan Mullen could get fired after this season, and Florida could offer him the job, and he might consider that to be a good job. I don't know.
Right. Well, you think of the Big 12. You think of Alex Grinch, who's been there for a couple of years, since 2019. He's had several opportunities. So, that's the dynamic within kind of the ACC, SEC, and Big 12. You have Big 12 defensive coordinators such as Alex Grinch, who's already interviewed for several different, positions. Brent Venables has had that opportunity, but he's declined anything that's come at him. So it's just kind of interesting to me.
So let's play this fantasy for a second here. Let's say, because how old is Lincoln Riley? Hell, I'm older than Lincoln Riley, I think. How old is he? Like 40?
I'm older than Lincoln Riley.
Yeah.
36, maybe?
Yeah, he's in his 30s.
Yeah, he's young.
Let's say Lincoln Riley gets offered the Cowboys job or the Packers job, whatever, the Bears, some big time NFL job, and he's like, hey, I want to go test my dip my toe in the water in the NFL. He leaves Oklahoma and he goes in the NFL. Who do you think the first person that Oklahoma would come after for a head coaching job would be?
I'd assume that'd be Alex Grinch.
I was going to say Brent Venables.
Yeah, most likely.
I was going to say Brent Venables.
Could be that as well.
But yeah, so that again, getting back to what, would he leave and how would that change things?
The dynamic is totally different.
Yeah.
I think that Dabo and Brent have built that relationship over time as well, because obviously he was there when Brent was there when Bob Stoops was there as well, so it's a little bit different relationship, whether it be Lincoln or Bob. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit different dynamic as well.
I guess my point is that he's such a hot candidate right now to be a head coach that he can pick where he wants to go almost. In other words, he's not leaving Clemson to go be the head coach at Boston College, right? Or Georgia Tech or Kansas. But Oklahoma, that's a different story. That's almost a job that you can't turn down. You know what I mean?
Good point. Yep. No, I agree. Gentlemen, I just wanted to call in. I haven't called in any shows, Uncle Lou, BB. I just wanted to say I appreciate you, Peete. That's why I support you. So I appreciate the time and the time to chat.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I know we all appreciate you, Ryan.
Yeah, I certainly do. Thanks, brother.
All right. Anytime.
You guys have it. Rhino26 calling in. The first time I've ever heard him calling in anyway. I think he said it was the first time he's ever called in to anybody's show before. And I did know that he was an Oklahoma fan. I just forgot. All right, so here's what we're going to do, Caleb. I'm going to bring one more caller on, and then I'm going to talk to you for a minute, and then we're going to end the show. But I want to get to this last call. For anybody else who's thinking about calling in, this one I'm picking up now is going to be the last one before I talk to Caleb. What's up? You're on with Pete. And Caleb.
Hey, Pete. Nate the Great. How you
Nate,
doing?
you're always my last one.
Nate the Great.
I always save the best for last.
What?
I always save the best for last. You know you're my favorite caller.
Yeah.
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 Hey, guess what,
So,
Nate? Guess what, Nate? Real quick before you ask what you were called for. I was on YouTube last night, and you know how, like on your I don't even know what the hell it's called, on your home screen where it'll have like suggested videos pop up, and like a lot of times there'll be older videos that like from like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
So last night, one of your videos popped up on my home screen, and I was like, "What is this?" And I looked at the title. It said, "Pigskin Pete is the GOAT," and I don't even believe I ever saw this video before. Maybe I did.
I think you did because you asked me that you asked me to make a video that you're the great or GOAT or something like that.
I did?
God. Yeah, you did. You asked me to make a video how you are a great guy, I think.
I asked you to make a video.
He is, Nate.
Wait, hold on now. Yeah. I asked you to make a video about me telling people how great I was?
Yes, you did, actually.
I don't think so, dude. If I did, I was totally joking. But anyway, but anyway, so I watched the video because I didn't remember seeing it before. And it was basically that. It was basically you on there telling everybody how great I was. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. I mean, I think it was a long time ago. It's probably a year ago, but yeah, I don't know how long ago that was.
Well, I do remember.
But anyways,
you were late one time, and I told you to make a video giving me 25 push-ups as a punishment, and you did do that. I remember that.
I think I do like 10 or 5, but yeah, I mean, I actually did it because I needed to prove that what's it called, liked you as a friend, and I did it as a friend. So yeah. So anyways, what I was going to talk about, Michigan, in my book, I'm always hopeful, you know that, but in my mind, Michigan is upsetting Ohio State, not by a large margin, but like a field goal.
Whoa, man, this show tonight is full of hot takes. That might be the biggest hot take of all.
Full of hot takes.
That's
Might be
my
the-
early prediction. Okay. I mean, it might not happen, but that's my prediction. Although I think there's a 2% chance they'll win. Although that's a percentage, not a 0%. So
Yeah.
they have a shot. Now, in Nebraska, on the other hand, Scarfa has to get together. And, well, he
does.
He landed a 5-star cornerback, which is from Ohio State. I respect that, but he has to do more than that. He needs to. I don't know. He just needs to do better, because some Nebraska fans say, "Oh, he's doing good right now," and I always say to Nebraska fans, "You're still living in the '90s."
I would have to agree that Scott Frost needs to do better. I would agree with that.
Yes. And yeah. You think that was funny what I said? Like I said to Nebraska fans that they're still living in the '90s. I think they are.
Yeah. You weren't even born in the 90s, were you, Nate?
No.
Man, that makes me feel old.
I mean, but yeah, that's all I want to talk about, Pete. But I'll talk to you on Friday.
All right, but thank you, Nate. Hey,
Yes,
Nate.
sir. See you,
Nate.
Nate.
Nate, you there? You still there? Nate? Why does he always do this?
hung up.
I have a ritual where I tell Nate I love him before he gets off the phone, like he's my mom. So, but I do love you, Nate. I do love you, Nate. All right, that's going to do it for the amazing and fantastic phone calls. But I do want to talk to Caleb a little bit for a couple more minutes here. Hey, Ronnie, is Ronnie Haas still in the chat here? Is Ronnie Haas still in the chat? Let me see if he is.
Yeah, Pete, can I say something really quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, not a Hawks bandwagon. Please shut up. Yeah, I know there's bandwagons. I'm not. I'm sick of hearing it in the comments section. So that's going to go ahead and stop now. Yeah, go Hawks.
Who's accusing you of being a bandwagon Hawks fan?
I'm seeing a couple of comments. I'm not sure if they're directed towards me, but it comes after I mention it. So
Yeah. I can confirm that Caleb is not a bandwagon anything Atlanta or Georgia. Right?
anything.
So you're also a Falcons fan, even though that's a punishment in itself, but you are one, right?
Yeah, name 4 starters: Trey, John, Bogey, Capella.
Uh-oh.
Morning.
Yeah, don't even entertain that bullshit. The whole, Oh, believe me, I've only been a Clemson fan since 2015. So.
Yeah, you've only been one since they've been winning, right? Yeah.
Yeah, since 2015.
Retards.
That's what
is
they say.
We have people twiddling their thumbs.
Yeah.
Retards.
We call those the fan police.
Warning! Fan police en route.
Man, nothing's worse than the fan police. I'll tell you that.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Okay, Ronnie Haas is in here. So Ronnie Haas, at the end of the show tonight, this morning, I don't know what it is now. So it's 11 o'clock, so it's not this morning yet. Tonight, I'm going to play the song that you requested last night, sir. So hang on for that. Before we get off, Caleb, give us an update on your old man.
Yes. He's doing well, man. Just resting every day from now. That's basically been the thing for a while, but he's just resting, getting better, taking his medications every day, and he's definitely on the up and up, man. He should be getting out his feeding tube anytime here soon.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I guess that's gonna do it. Unless you have anything else that you need to let the people know, now is the time to go ahead and do so.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on, Pete. I appreciate everybody that called in tonight. I figured it went well, and I definitely appreciate the opportunity. It was fun, and that's pretty much it for me, Pete. Again, I appreciate it, and go Hawks.
All right, buddy. Yeah, thank you. Well, we'll do this again for sure.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Definitely have old Caleb back on the show again in hopefully the near future. Of course, this Friday we have J-Dub lined up. Next Wednesday we have Michael. Well, I guess I learned tonight his name is not Michael Hogg. It's Michael Hogue. I can't believe I've been calling him Michael Hogg for a long time now and nobody's corrected me. I guess because it's funny to mispronounce somebody's name or something. I don't know. But anyway, shout out to both of them. Shout out to Caleb. Shout out to all the callers. Shout out to Rhino26 for the donation. Shout out to Miami for offering Schollys to 10-year-olds. Yeah, I'm gonna play a song by request. A song by request from our boy Ronnie Haas. For the outro here. Okay, give me a second. For the outro.
Ready to go. Over here. I see you looking at me, so I ask, am I a psycho? Am I a psycho? Yeah, I'm a psycho. I guess I'm a psycho.
You're crazy. I like you, but you're crazy. My chores paid me, so I use that dough to allure ladies, to manure bathe me.
Never that my mind's for sure shady. Pure Hades, Rev Xfinity couldn't endure to save me. Why do I let this stripper burn me on my arm with a cigarette in the same spot 10 times on a road when I feel that burn upon the clitoris? I'ma get her wet. Sorry to get killed the way I feel stupid cause I ain't did it yet. Maybe she never looking to find niggas sweat on her breast. I get vexed on I ain't bitter neck. Open, I try to contain it, but that bang thing soaking. Alter ego say why you let them gang bang folk in. Strange lane hoping I can maintain coping, but ain't nobody talking when the insane main spoken.
I like fire on my skin, blood on my drawers from up on the walls. I'm suffering, I'm stuck in the claws, stuffed in her jaws, huffing and puffing, hollering at my dog. Afterwards I like really hot, scalding water on my balls.
Am I a psycho? Am I a psycho? Yeah, I'm a psycho. I guess I'm a psycho. Mom, Dad, I'm no longer the boy you used to see. I've changed a lot, plus I've grown to hate every human being. My mood swings have now turned my dreams into gruesome scenes. Now I'm doing things I don't normally do, and illusions seem to be the only pleasures I can gain. Heck, if I was sane, I would've put down the mic and said, fuck it, I'll never rise to fame. But with the wicked record I contain, I could probably jeopardize your name. No lovey-dovey, let's ignite the flame. If you're lucky, you survive the pain. Sorry, that ain't very merry to say. Why is this game so scary to play? Well, let me think, cause every day my balls are getting too hairy to shave. Pause a minute, I'm stressing the game. If I go to hell, then heaven's to blame. I don't mean to come off crazy, but you motherfuckers seem to think I'm hella deranged. When I was 7 years old, I fell on my head and I severed my brain. You think I'm lying, then ask my mama, nigga, she gon' tell you the same. Should I be ashamed? No, I'm living my life so ghetto fabulous. Before you get bent out of shame, my nigga, let me ask you this. Am I a psycho? Am I a psycho? Yeah, I'm a psycho. I guess I'm a psycho. stab you with this mic and rap this verse I'm rapping to you. Matter of fact, I'm rapping through you. Never say my motherfucking name unless you absolutely have to. I am not no fucking jacket with no matching shoes, and you are not no fashion guru. Can't even see you niggas, y'all wish I was rapping to you. Matter of fact, act like I'm rapping to you. If that gives you passion to use, it's as an excuse to just jump up at a conclusion that I'm attacking you dudes. It's just like old-fashioned voodoo. Y'all ain't even the shit. No, y'all ain't even the doo-doo. I got more flavor on the tissue paper under my tubes. So I'm slapping you foolish with wooden paddles, you stupid. Babysitting little bastards like little afternoon children. You could call me psychotic, but it's more like schizophrenic, and I can sleep. Could anyone tell me just where my medicine is? Guess I gotta show this mine is just where my avenue is. Man, I swear I'm all about my brain like graduate students. I'm sorry, ain't mean to hurt your feelings. I see your tears, come here, give me your face, let me clear it. But I wonder how it would look if I were to peel it back with a skillet, and then I would feel it crack when I hit it, and then I would split it back when you heal it. Damn it, Bob it, boy, what in the hell, what in the heaven, what in the earth? Where is your mom, what do you curse? Where are you from, where is your birth, where were you first? Why weren't you in church, why is there dirt all on your shirt? Man, and I think that you're going berserk. Am I a psycho? Am I a psycho?